Greetings and welcome. I am doing another test reading chart on this time on Jada Pinkett Smith. As maybe some people know or not know, lately she has been in the news, mostly in the social media press, regarding her personal life. And I figure, hey, just take a look and see what's going on, because there's been some assumptions and so forth about her situation and things of that nature, and so just wanted to look into it. Now, the chart I pulled online has a hypothetical time, which they didn't have a birth time, so they put it at 12 p.m. And her birthday is September 18th, 1971. And she's born in Baltimore, Maryland. So let's take a look. And as I say this is a test reading for informational purposes only. And what I see here is that, if you notice, these green things on the outer part of the chart of the circle, those are transits. Transits are what are happening right now as this moment, the day, minute by minute, hour by hour, and second by second, if you want to get that technical. And what you see on the inside of the chart is planets that were activated or aligned at the moment she was born, or during the time she was born. So that's what that is about. Here they don't have the number system on the chart, so each little section here is a house that they call it. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 is ending in Pisces, so her 12th house is in Pisces. Also, her first house, which is also known as Ascendant, is in Aries. And what we're going to look at is what is on the other side of her chart, where most of the planets are at, which is her 6th and 7th house here. 6th house in Virgo, 7th house in Libra, and let me see here. 6th house is usually dealing with your health, your work, job. And 7th house is partnership, relationships. Mostly, like, some people look at it as a marriage house as well. So what I also noticed that was interesting is that most of the planets are on this side of her chart, and then you have a few at the top. But there are, and like a Mars here, and as her north node in Aquarius, and Mars in Aquarius. But down here is her Saturn, and Saturn is by itself. It's all alone. It has no planets conjuncting in the other houses, is what they call it, conjunction, or even on the other side as much. So with that being said, her Saturn is in Gemini, and we just passed Gemini season. And she has a few squares. Her Saturn squares her moon, and it squares her Mercury, which is the planet of communication, which makes perfect sense at this moment because she's been caught in a lie. Okay. And she has a conjunction in Jupiter, which is over here, because it's right across. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry. That's a opposition, because it's across. I'm so sorry about that. It's not conjunction, it's opposition. So, the rewards are hard, but she eventually gets it. So what happens is Saturn teaches you lessons. And because we are still in a shadow period, people saying, oh, Venus was in retrograde, it's over. No, it's not. We're still in the shadow period. And the shadow period is when the planet takes its time to turn back around. It's like when you play musical chairs and you go around that one chair. Then maybe you have to go back again around the other chair. It's going to take time. And that's what the planet Venus is doing now. So while it's stationing back to being direct, it's actually taking its time because it's a little bigger planet than like no, actually, yeah, it's like Mercury, but it takes a little longer to be direct than Mercury because it's a little bigger than Mercury. So given with that being said, it's not officially over until July 28th of this month. And so people who are trying to start relationships, looking for love, or having relationship issues are going to continue to do so or get more clarity to clean up the mess by the 28th. After the 28th, things will be kind of falling back into place. So don't be surprised if you hear something about divorce. I'm just saying, I'm not putting it out there in the spirit. I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Because I'm looking at her Saturn right here. And because it's by itself, I learned that's called a singleton. And a singleton, and I learned that from astrologer Robert Phoenix. And definitely check him out. He's on YouTube. And from what he explained, a singleton can either give you a genius type of personality position in your chart, and basically you're seen like the subject matter expert. With her having a Saturn in Gemini, and we're actually in Saturn in Capricorn again because of the retrograde of Saturn and Saturn in retrograde, basically a lot of stuff is time to be reviewed. So mainly it was time for this relationship to be put out there. As they say, the laws of karma. Saturn's about karma, duality, Gemini, twins. Basically, you got Will Smith here and you got August Alsina here. Two relationships. As we go and look, the sun right now is in Cancer. As you can see that little green circle there, and it's transiting in Cancer right now. I can't wait till Leo season, seriously. I digress. But this is where you're getting that motherly, nurturing aspect. But she doesn't have any planets in this house. So let's focus on the planets that she do have, because that could be a whole nother rabbit hole. I just want to get to the point here. So as you can see, she has Mercury, the moon natally, sun natally, and Venus, and Pluto, and Uranus. Now, all these are in her 6th and part of her 7th house. And as you can see, her Pluto is 0 degrees, because at this time Pluto was transitioning into Pluto in Libra. And Pluto in Libra generation from 1971 until 1984 is a generation, but you have the purpose was harmonious relationships, humanitarian. That's that type of generation. But I'm also going to do a separate video on Pluto and Libra generation, because I feel like in some instances in cell cultures it was a hindrance as well, because basically this isn't about a traditional relationships. This is about doing what you want to do, being liberated, because you feel the need that you want to do something different. And that's what she basically was. But she was at 0 degrees, so she's right at that point from Virgo, Pluto in Virgo, to Pluto in Libra. Let's go more into the relationship side. Now, the relationship where she has is in Uranus, and Uranus is in her 7th house. And I was looking at somebody else's chart, and that person had the same different sign, but they had Uranus in their seventh house. And Uranus in your seventh house basically is you have a unconventional type of relationship, an unconventional type of marriage. So this thing about people saying they have an open marriage and everything, I could see that given in her chart. That makes total sense now. Now she has Venus in Libra, I believe. Is it in Libra? Yes. So it makes her, when she was younger, she was very beautiful. Like, she was just really pretty naturally, before she got really Hollywood, as I would say. But that's where you see it. And then she has her sun in her sixth. So that's interesting because she's very, whatever she does in her work is going to be in the fourth, right? Be out there. Like, it's going to be, the sun is about everything revolving around the sun, attention. So this is where that sun comes in. But she also has that moon. So that motherly in Virgo. So that motherly role, being nurturing, but having that moon is also, how can I put it? You could be critical too. So her table talk series makes so much sense of why she does that and why she appears to be like a guru to others, or a self-proclaimed guru. Like, she knows about life and everything because it's always been in her life to be that kind of way. And then Mercury with the communication as well is in that same house, so she's going to be communicating like that as well. As we know, Virgos can be, the dark side can be nitpicky, critical, and oftentimes perfectionist. And this is a Virgo trait, as you can see. But also a good trait is they're practical. And let's go into, let me see if there's anything else I need to cover here. Thank God she has, well, I shouldn't say thank God. Luckily, in her situation, she has Libra, her Venus in Libra, because that helps her with the relationship. That helps, because I think Will Smith is a Libra, so it makes sense that her Venus would attract his sun, with him being a male, because the sun is represented as a male and the moon is represented as a female. So it would make sense that they attracted each other, and like he basically would give her passes because she is a Venus in Libra, and they're about balancing harmony, trying to keep things afloat. Yeah, just trying to keep balance. And that's what she was doing, and that's what she's doing now by having this series and this interview with him and telling him, she was going through a phase in her life and how, things are different now. One other thing I wanted to check out here. I could check out some more, like having that Mars in her Aquarius and that North Node in Aquarius. Right now she has a lot of planets. There are transitioning Capricorn, like Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. And basically Capricorn means hard work. And while they're in retrograde, things that she were trying to do, I heard there was some rumors about her trying to put Red Table Talk onto a series or try to get it picked up. This could show here. And with it being retrograde, that situation that occurred in her past, as you can see, that Saturn and Karma, Gemini relationships, dual. Venus is still transiting in Gemini as well, because it's still in shadow of retrograde. retrograde shadow, excuse me, that might delay the project. So with that being said,